welcome to the Menopause Unplugged podcast with me, your host, Nikki Oliveira. Today is a very special episode because I have a returning guest. We have the lovely Sharon. Hello, Sharon.
Hi, everyone. Hi.
So Sharon was on the podcast. If you're an avid listener, you'll know Sharon's story. Sharon was on season 1, episode 22, which, believe it or not, aired on the 8th of September 2023.
Wow.
Which it seems honestly like yesterday that we had this catch up. And I've been really grateful for the relationship that myself and Sharon have had since. I've appeared in as a guest speaker at Sharon's menopause peer support group, and we've kept in contact, and that's kind of what's brought us to this episode today, because it's not just about Sharon's past experience, it's also what about now, how things are a little bit more stable, what Sharon's been up to. So I'll hand over to Sharon. So Sharon, let us know what's been happening.
Hello. Right. Thank you so much, Nikki. I'm loving that I get this opportunity to come back and share what's happened since the last time we spoke. And it's been an incredible journey since then as well. It continues to be. My previous conversation with you was all about curiosity, staying curious. And I certainly have continued that theme. And if I start with the menopause group, which I spoke about the last time, that group continues to steadily grow, and I'm loving and so proud that I've managed to maintain the membership that I have. I've got lots of our OGs, as we call them, original ladies. So that's now been running over a year and a half. So that's every month in my local library. It's a peer support group, and we basically just, share each other's experiences, and it's what I intended it for, was a safe space for us to come together, share our experiences, support each other. And we've also leaned into a bit more curiosity around like creativity and education. So like you mentioned, we had yourself there, which is amazing.
Yeah.
You did a great chat for us, in empowering the women around nutrition. And then we had things like laughter yoga. We've done the painting. We all went along to a oil painting workshop
Okay.
to unleash your creativity. Oh gosh, what else have we done? Brain fart. There's been lots of other activities that we've done. They're the two that have just came to mind. But yeah, so it's a mixture of social, education, and I think the main thing is just that sort of sisterhood, that companionship,
Yeah.
and just reassurance that you're not the only person experiencing these symptoms or experiencing these challenges. And I think that's what keeps the women coming back, as well as it's just, as I said, naturally kind of growing, just through word of mouth. I've not really been advertising it, so I'm so grateful that I've managed to keep that going for so long, over a year and a half.
No, that's amazing. That's what inspired me to create my own support group in my local village. So no, it's excellent.
Oh, I'm so chuffed to hear that. And the other sort of big news, if you like, or more recent news for me, is that I've resigned from my 20-year career in the NHS. And that's to just pursue my passion, and that's about empowering women. And that has been a massive leap of faith.
Yeah.
But literally, I honestly, don't get me wrong, it's been at the back of my mind, and I think when I was in that job, I was kind of restricted to what I could and couldn't say.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was a medical institution, and it was very much about the evidence-based, and rightfully so.
Hmm.
But my heart, if you like, or my soul was like, there's more to this. And I was really championing peer support in particular.
Yeah.
So that's partly, yeah, why I decided to jump and go for it and see where this transition takes me.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's helping me to deepen my understanding with self-trust,
Hmm.
surrender, and just to embrace imperfection as well.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I am a messy human being.
Aren't we all though? I mean, so many of us can relate to that for sure.
And it's, yeah, it's this for me is about connecting to my soul. I've spent so much of my life up here in my
Yeah.
head, in
Hmm.
my brain. And, my career was an amazing career. It was my learning ground. I learned so much. I connected with some amazing people. But I feel like since I've transitioned and fell into this perimenopausal stage of my life, I started to question really, is this how I see my life continuing? Do I see this role part of where I want to go? And it wasn't. So I literally made the decision on the Friday, put my resignation letter in the Monday,
Oh wow.
and then 10 days later, I think it was even, I was doing my last day, and
Oh
that
wow.
was like 8 weeks ago.
That's amazing. So you didn't have to work in, they didn't ask you to work a notice then, really?
Yeah, sorry. So I did, yeah, of course I did, but because I was part-time, I had
Ah,
annual leave to take.
I see.
I literally only worked, I think, about another 10 days.
Amazing.
So it's been a whew,
Yeah.
but it's exciting and it's liberating and it's, yeah, also very risky and scary.
Hmm.
But do you know what? I am ready for this. I feel like this is, yeah, a great opportunity for me to. I've got to try it, Nikki. Do you know that way? I feel
100%. Well, growth only happens outside of your comfort zone. Yeah. So to evolve into, to, like you said, to try something new, that's what it takes. And good on you for being able to do that. And I know so many women will relate and just be like, "Oh, I wish I had, the sort of set up even financially to allow me to do that." So no, yeah, amazing.
Listen, don't get me wrong, I don't have a big financial backing either, but what I
Hmm.
do have is total, unshakable, if you like, faith and trust in me and my ability and my mission. Like, I know I will make this work, and it's a total head flip, walking away from a secure, regular income.
Hmm.
But I also believe that it's a very good opportunity to, um, you know, as I say, surrender into the unknown. And I'm going to adjust my lifestyle, is my point, I think, here I want to make.
Yeah,
And that's going to be okay. I don't,
absolutely.
yeah, we'll see where it goes. Who knows, maybe in another couple of months or 6 months, I'll be like, I have to go back to some sort of employed job,
Hmm.
which is fine. I'm also open to that. I'm realistic, I'm starting, I've not been an entrepreneur. I've never, this is all new. I'm probably going to make loads of mistakes, but I'm passionate and I know, and I'm trusting that that will be, where it's meant to take me. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
absolutely. No, wonderful. So tell us a little bit more about your business then, Sharon. I know you said you know, your mission is to empower women. How exactly is that going to look in terms of what you're going to offer?
Yeah, it's an ever expanding thing
Hmm.
because obviously it's still pretty new.
Hmm.
But see, before we go to that, would you mind if I made reference to my HRT journey?
No, of course, on you go.
Thank you so much. Because I felt like the last time we spoke, I was on HRT, which at the time really did help me.
Mhm.
I was, I think I chose to take it for 8 months. I was on it for 8 months, and it definitely helped with my joint pain. Because
Yeah.
at the time, I remember we were talking about, I went to physio, I was trying everything else, and then I chose, but what happened was I put over a stone in weight on, Nikki. And I know there's the evidence base says that doesn't happen,
Mhm.
but that did in my case. And I felt that the side effects to this, which was is a medicine at the end of the day,
Yeah.
just wasn't right for me. So I've now come off HRT, and that's been like over a year now. My joint pain hasn't came back, which has been a brilliant resolution revelation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I'm obviously continuing to advocate. It's about informed choice for me. Just because I'm saying that, it's not going to be for every woman. But I feel like I had to go through that. I had to try it because it's part of the journey,
Yeah.
and the adventure. HRT works for some women, doesn't for others. And then another pivotal moment for me was I watched an online summit from Mental Clarity,
Mhm.
and that then opened me up to other women, because there's lots of mainstream people and celebrities that talk online, which is amazing, and they're doing a great job. And if it wasn't for people like Davina McCall, Jennifer Newson, I mean, at the very start of my journey, I would have been lost. Like they definitely have done a great power of raising awareness. But after I watched this summit, I then found people like Anne Marie McQueen,
Mhm.
who's a journalist, and then you've got Kate Codrington, and then other people like Lara Brinden. And see, when I started to follow those type of ladies and what they were saying, it totally flipped over my understanding of HRT, this phase of life, and it made me, I suppose, or helped me to keep following my intuition. I
Mhm.
never did really want to go on HRT, but I felt I had to try it.
Yeah.
And then for every article that I've read for it that's pro, I've read another article that says actually no,
Mhm.
there isn't the evidence base there. In my own personal view around, HRT being a preventative medication for things like osteoporosis and um, Alzheimer's and things like that, I don't think the evidence base is there for it. I
Mhm.
think it suits some narrative for people to promote that that's why we should take it, and I don't find that it's. I think what's more important is your lifestyle,
Yeah.
stress management, dealing with trauma.
Mm.
Trauma is so important.
Yeah.
If you've had any trauma in your life, and I actually personally also believe about ancestral trauma
Mhm.
and things that are stored in the DNA. Um, so again, that all needs to be worked through. If you've had a very chaotic, where your nervous system's been in fight, flight, or freeze for like 20, 30 years of your life, when you hit menopause, it's
Yeah.
going to. So I think it's about talking therapies, energy work, it's nutrition, it's lifestyle choices, it's about connection.
Mhm.
Us women need to all talk. We need to share our stories. We learn from each other. And yeah, thank you for that opportunity just to get that across, because I feel like that's kind of part of my mission as well,
Mhm.
to help foreign women, and give them an alternative, because I truly believe that this is, and I think I'm modelling it as well to a degree, is like a recalibration, a rebirth, and it's like time to actually focus on what the hell you want to do with this second stage, this second spring of your life.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's
So
so
thank you.
exciting, though. It's so exciting, Sharon.
I'm buzzing. Honestly. So how does that look for me going forward? It's lots of things. This is the challenge. So this empowerment coach. So I'm obviously going to bring in my 20 years career and everything that I've learned through my job and my previous job, should I say? Still
Mhm.
flip up with that. So I've got the kind of evidence based, but I've also got the freedom now as well to, share broader than that and share my own personal lived experience. Um, so for me, it's like I've led people in cold water, for example. Like cold water for me has been, yeah, really transformational in terms of helping me to regulate my nervous system.
Yes.
I spent a lot of my 20s and 30s like having anxiety tendencies, and my body was in fight or flight for a long time. And since I started using cold water, which is about 3 years now,
Hmm.
um, it's really helped to transform my ability to strengthen my resilience and to put my body into uncomfortable positions,
Yeah.
trust it and know, look, you survived. You can do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, continue. So I've led women with cold water. I've also um, provided workshops at retreats, which was incredible. And again, I
Hmm.
was trying to, now that I'm a free agent, if you like, I was able to bring in like really ancient goddess archetypes. So this is about the mother, the
Oh,
maiden,
well.
and the crone. And I used those archetypes to help to educate the ladies at that workshop, because some ladies were younger, they were like in their 20s and 30s,
Hmm.
and then there was others that were older. So I felt like for me going in talking about menopause and perimenopause and just I felt there would have been yeah, so the feedback was positive because I was able to remind the ladies, in our mother, in our maiden stages, that's our stages where we want to go out and party and have fun. We're trying to
Yes.
find ourselves in the world, we're taking risks, we're, doing everything that we, yeah, just trying to find ourselves really, starting to earn money, then probably partying, spending it on alcohol, drugs, going, buying a house, getting a car, clothes, whatever. And then when you go into that
Yeah.
mother stage, whether that's, you conceive or not, because I shared, like, obviously being a mum is not, unfortunately, sometimes some women's choices, or it just doesn't happen. So it can be about birthing a project as well as it can be a child.
Hmm.
But yeah, you put
Yeah.
everybody in front of yourself. Like you start to mother, you start to, put that child or that project, that's your priority. You nurture that, you want to support that. And then you get to the crone where it's your wiser. You're, looking at life in a totally different lens. I perceive life now more
Hmm.
about love, connection, peace. It's not about the materialistic things for me anymore. So yeah, sorry, doing workshops. What else have I been doing? Oh, public speaking. Public speaking was
Yes.
also something. Yeah, I delivered my first talk to a room of 50 women, which was incredibly, yeah, just very nerve-wracking, but also really empowering as well, just to share my journey and my experience. And I definitely want to continue um, being on a stage or any stage, really, just to share my experience, my journey, and as I said, flip, I hope, that narrative around this stage of life being one that's more of a transformational one rather than a debilitating decline. So definitely I'll be
Yeah.
doing more public speaking. Also looking to develop some, I'm going to be launching some like accessible resources, and I think that starts with what for me is about menstrual cycle awareness.
Yes.
I mean, it took me until I was 48 before I realised that there is 4 stages in a menstrual cycle. I
Wow.
spent 30 years not realising that. So yeah, I'm in the process of pulling together a resource that shares those 4 phases. It also links it into what's going on with your hormones, what's estrogen,
Hmm.
what's progesterone doing during those phases. And then I've also tied in about nutrition, what to be eating at those times of the month as well. And
Yep.
then doing sort of the kind of chart as well, what to do, when to rest, when to party, when to get creative. Um, and I think, yeah, self-paced stuff. I want to do some courses, online courses, and is there anything else that, as you can tell, lots.
Yes. Well, it's ever changing, isn't it? It's evolving as you sort of find your feet with it all, and new ideas will come to you as naturally. When you're starting something new. So no, it sounds great.
It's just building on, obviously continuing my menopause peer support group as well. Is that's my baseline, if you like. That's my baby.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I've got a book in me as well, Nikki.
Do you know what? I wouldn't put it past you, Sharon. I think that would be great. Why not? I've
Why
always
not?
said actually I'd love to do a book one day.
Do it. Let's do it. I'll hold you accountable.
Well, it certainly won't be
Definitely.
anytime soon yet. I'm launching my fitness app first,
Oh,
and
brilliant.
then book may
Yes.
come later. Yes,
Amazing.
so it's all go.
Amazing. Amazing. I know. Well, now I don't have the job and I've got more time. I think for me, and my children are older as well. Um, I'm just, yeah, exploring ways that, helps, exploring creative ways, I'd like to say, probably, of how to empower women, how to empower them
Yeah,
through this stage of life. And yeah, I'm excited about it. I am. I'm really excited. I think that's about it.
that's that.
Think.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I always say, like, with everyone I've interviewed, really, over the course of the Menopause Unplugged podcast, it's all about, okay, now what am I doing for me? Like getting back to things that bring them joy, like hobbies and things that used to light them up that they've just totally disregarded with about themselves because there's been other pressures. It might be career, it might be children, it might be lots of different things, and it's just silenced itself in the background. So no, I'm
Mm.
all for it, and yeah, excited to see, Sharon, like what's to come, because time is precious and we've only got the one life and we best live it like there is no tomorrow, isn't it?
Very much, very much, and definitely I would, yeah, ditto. It's all about joy. What brings you joy,
Yeah,
and is so, so important. Yeah, life, we forget to have fun, I think, as we get older.
we
And I
do.
am definitely
We do.
embracing that more. I love dance. I love singing. Um, so yeah, now that I'm at this age, I don't actually really care what other people think of me when I'm out dancing or
Good.
when I'm deciding I'll just spontaneously dance when I'm out. If I hear a song and my kids are like, "Oh my goodness, mum, no," and I'm like, "Well, why not? I enjoy music. I want to dance." So I would definitely agree. Life is too short, and I'm definitely embracing that. This I'm ending 2024 taking a massive leap of faith, and but it's deep. I think it is deeply rooted in my passion, and I can't get it wrong.
Hmm.
And if I do get it wrong, there will be options, and yeah, I'm up for it, and I'm going to embrace. It's going to get messy. I'm probably going to make lots of mistakes, but I'm here for it. I'm nearly 50
Yeah,
and yeah, I'm ready to try, definitely.
absolutely.
And I don't think if I wasn't menopausal, I don't think I would have done it. I think it takes
Oh,
to
that's
get to this
interesting.
age and stage where you think, yeah, I don't think I would have, because I was too, I think my fluctuating hormones has helped me to, I cry when I need to now. I rest when I need to,
Hmm.
and I play hard. I rest.
Yeah, and you're
And
more in tune, aren't you, with your body and what you need, which is the most important thing.
mm-hmm, definitely, and it's about mind, body, and spirit, soul. It's
Hmm.
for me, it's about controlling that mind, because that mind is very well, your brain's job's to keep you safe. It's not about setting you up for
Yes.
success. Um, and
Hmm.
your body, you know, not drinking, not smoking, nutrition, eating healthy, eating the rainbow is so important. And also then with your
Hmm.
soul, and what are your beliefs? What do you, you know, listening to your intuition, I think is really
Hmm.
powerful, and not the
Yeah,
mind.
yeah. And
Yeah.
everything's so interlinked as well, like we know about the whole sort of brain gut correlation, that they're all connected, and yeah, it just everything just really affects anything going up and up here, like in the brain, really affects the rest of the body as well. So if we look after everything in moderation is my motto, Sharon. That's what I say. you know, I'm not a
Yeah.
PT
Me
who
too.
says you must eat clean. Why are you eating bread? Like, to hell with that. Bread's okay. Okay,
Mhm.
bread's fine. It's anything eaten in excess is bad for you. End of story. So yeah, absolutely. And I feel like that's the thing in life though. Everything in moderation. You can't have too much of anything. You can't have too
Yeah.
much. You know, there's no sunshine without rain. Is what I'm trying to get at. Is
Yeah, very
you
much.
kind of need a balance.
You definitely do. Yeah, it's like an 80-20 rule is what mine is. 80% of the time I'm good, if you like, and that is that 20% where I do allow myself to have that cake, or have a drink, or crisps, whatever it may be. And I definitely agree. It's your gut is your second brain. There's lots of research about that and your microbiomes. And what I will say is, like, when you become at this stage, I feel like as well, like, raises an inflammation. Dairy is not so good
Yeah.
for me sometimes now. So I recognise that when I drink too much dairy, it upsets my stomach. Wheat
Hmm.
as well. I have a wee slight intolerance to that. Um, so I just adapt and change, and choose not to have, I've gone to like I've been drinking black mushroom coffee actually. And then, when
Okay.
if I'm having bread, I tend to eat like sourdough. I like sourdough.
Hmm.
And yeah, and it is just do you know what it is? Life's a dance.
Yeah.
It's like a dance. You things that you used to be able to eat and drink in abundance. You I feel if the more you listen to your body, it tells you that's not actually serving me anymore. Could we maybe just
Hmm.
tweak that a wee bit and adapt, and let's try less of that and more of this. Um, Definitely. Same with exercise and movement.
Absolutely, Shannon. And you know what? That brings me on to just how we're going to close today's chat. Is I read it was something that somebody put on Instagram, and it was like all about December and how it's about a reset and deleting anything that, doesn't serve you anymore, and almost like, yeah, just doing a sort of declutter and just like a complete reset, and don't take anything toxic into 2025 with you. And I really hope that people do even just reflect on that point after you've listened to this podcast. Go and think, what in my life doesn't serve me anymore? Is it the people around me? Is it food that I'm eating? My nutrition? Is it the fact that I'm not getting enough movement in? Is it, could I do better with my sleep? All these sorts of things, because they may seem simple, but they're the biggest game changers in just how you feel. And yeah, that sort of, if everything around you is messy, your brain's messy, that sort of thing. And just take this opportunity before everything gets really mental as closer we get to Christmas. Just to reflect on that, and to put some plans in place.
Yeah,
So
I'd
thank you
also
so
like
much,
to add there
Sharon,
as
for
well,
joining me
I've
today
went
on
extreme with
that.
resigning from my job, but that's another consideration. If there is something in your life that is not serving you, if you're not happy,
Mm-hmm.
my suggestion would be you can change this. You can look at other solutions. Maybe not the same as me and jumping ship, but you could find another job, or you can change career. Anything is possible. You just need to focus and take that aligned action with what your heart truly desires. And yeah, I would encourage people to also give that a bit of reflection as well.
No, that's amazing, Sharon. Absolutely. Great. Well, thank you all for listening, and we will speak to you again soon. Bye for now.